Now, if you run a B2B service company or you sell consulting, performance-based deals, or even high-ticket affiliate deals, and you're spending anywhere from $250 to even upwards of $1,000 per day on ads, and your ads look fine, but a majority of the prospects booking calls either can't afford what you sell or don't even have the financial qualification to move forward with your offer, and you know it's the landing page, but you're not exactly sure what's broken. Is it the headline, the qualification questions? Is it a VSL or even the body copy? And there's a million different things that you could quite honestly mess up. And we sell 15 to 30K offers using paid ads for our agency, and 3% of all visitors on our landing page convert into qualified book calls for a high ticket offer. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Brilliance, and we've built funnels and landing pages for some of the biggest names in the online business space like Blake Rocha, Mr. Photo 8, Simon Bees, Neural Knowledge, and across all of our clients, we've added well over $6 million in revenue. And today I'm going to show you why your landing page isn't booking calls with qualified prospects with paid ads and how to fix it so you can start booking qualified calls. So let's dive into it. So the first thing that I pay attention to when a landing page isn't booking qualified calls from paid ads is really the ad messaging. And I know right now we're talking about the landing page, but nothing on the landing page matters if the ads are speaking to the wrong people. And that's why we need to confirm that the ads are speaking to the right people. So are you targeting high level problems? Are you speaking to the situation of the ideal prospects? Are you speaking to their needs, their pain points, their desires, and the outcomes that they're looking for? Are we overpromising? Are we being vague in our messaging? All of these things are going to affect how your ads perform, and you need to make sure that you answer every single one of these questions, because if you're not targeting high-level problems, then you're going to get a bunch of unqualified leads through your funnel. That's just what it is. If you're not speaking to the situation of your ideal prospect, then you're going to get a bunch of people who resonate with the messaging that you're putting out, and they may not be qualified for your offer. If you're overpromising, then you attract the wrong type of prospects who have wrong expectations genuinely. And if you're being vague in your messaging, then you don't even attract anyone who is going to want to do any serious business with you, because you don't even understand their situations. So you need to make sure that you're speaking to the right people. If the ads are good and you're speaking to the right people, you're targeting high-level problems. And when we talk about high-level problems, we're speaking like, in my case, for an ad that I did, it was, are you looking for someone to build out this funnel so you can focus your time on revenue driving activities instead of trying to figure out how to build these funnels? And you don't want to go figure this out yourself or try to learn it yourself because you're a busy individual. And this that I described right now is a situation that someone who is at a higher level in life is facing. And then you can also speak to lower level problems, but that's not going to get you the results that you want. You don't speak to someone, with a mindset that if this doesn't work, then the business completely collapses, or if this doesn't work, then they lose their entire livelihood. That's not who you want to speak to. You want to speak to people who are doing well in life, but they're still frustrated about a couple of things, which everyone is going to experience frustration at one thing or the other. They're at a different level. So even if the thing that they're trying to solve right now, if it doesn't work, if it fails, it doesn't mean the entire life goes to shit. It's not like I need to solve this problem right now or I die. It's more like, hey, this problem exists. It's frustrating, but I still have other things going on in my life. And hopefully that makes sense. Now, it's just making sure that your ads are speaking to the right people. If your ads are speaking to the right people, then your ads are good. Then you move to the landing page. But if not, then you need to add new ads that you're going to launch. Now, if the ads are good, you move over to your landing page. So there are a couple of things. We have 9 things here that you need to pay attention to. Number one is, is your page load speed good? There are a couple of tools out there that you can use to test your page load speed. One of them is Google's page speed. You can use that to figure out and then try to optimize the images, the JavaScript, the CSS, optimize all of these things to make sure that you're stacking all the chips in your favor, because sometimes I see a lot of people build on ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels has a lot of stuff that goes on in the background, and that is going to cause your load time to be slow. So just make sure that you're optimizing your landing page. We use Webflow, so we never experience any of that. We use Webflow Framer. Go High Level has the same problem as well. But again, you need to pay attention to your load speed, make sure that's good. And number 2 is, are you calling out your ideal customer profile? So are you calling out someone who's going to be an ideal client for you, or are you just calling out anyone? Right? When you come to a page and someone is like, hey, if your agency is doing over 50K a month, there's a ton of agencies out there doing over 50K a month, but why should I listen to you? Like, you need to identify someone using either a situation that they're in, or, it could be a problem that they're facing, or, it could be something that they're doing right now. That's called an action identifier. So you need to make sure that you're calling out your ideal clients, not just using vague call outs, like actual contextual things that they're doing or problems or situations that they're in. Number 3 is going to be, do you have a good headline? This is by far the most important thing that you're ever going to touch on your landing page is your headline. You need to make sure that your headline speaks to the outcome, it's clear, it's direct, it explains how you're going to get the result. Even if it doesn't explain how you're going to get the results in the headline, it should be somewhere in the sub-headline. The goal is your headline complex, which includes your eyebrow, your headline, your sub-headline, should give the customer or the prospect everything that they need to be able to go in and say, hey, I want to book in a call. Without watching the VSL, without scrolling through the page, you're like, okay, I understand what this is and I want to book in a call and see what these guys can do for me. That's your goal with the headline complex. So just make sure everything, you're calling out the audience, it's clear, you're focusing on the benefits, you're explaining how you get the results, and you're being direct as well. Just be direct, be clear, and do all these things, and you're going to have, good headline complex that is actually going to convert. And the other thing is making sure that your landing page copy is actually congruent with the ads, because if this isn't congruent, then it doesn't matter how well written your copy is, it's not going to work, because you're telling people, hey, you can get your show rates up on the ads, but on the landing page, you're like, hey, you can get your close rates up. That's incongruence, and you don't want any form of incongruence on your landing page. You want everything to be one-to-one aligned 100%. And then, is it well branded? A lot of people build landing pages like in 2009, and a lot of landing pages quite honestly look the same. But again, if you want a prospect to trust you more, if you want to stack all of the chips in your favor, again, if you don't, that's fine. But if you are watching this video, you want the chips stacked in your favor, just make sure that you're branding your landing pages or websites, whatever you're sending traffic to, you're branding that in a way that is resonant with the prospect, it's clean, and it shows that you're professional. It shows that you actually put in the effort to build out this stuff, and you're not just slapping up a template like everyone else. Just make sure it's well branded, clean. You don't need heavy animations. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need to make sure it's clean, it's direct, it's professional, and you're using, obviously you're using your brand colors. And basically, the reason why you want to do this is just to increase your trust and increase your odds of success on cold traffic, because cold traffic is cruel. They have no idea who you are. They don't care. And if they see that, oh, I'm landing on multiple different pages, because when someone clicks on your ad, they see other ads that are basically your competitors, and they may see like a couple landing pages that are just like yours, and guess what's going to come to their mind? They're like, oh, all these people are doing the same thing, right? You don't want to be in that situation. The next is your body copy. Is your body copy good, and does it take them through a buyer journey? So a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people still doing the thing where it's just VSL, they have no body copy. Right now, what we're seeing work best is when you have good body copy on the landing page that guides them from the problems to the mechanism of the false solution to your solution, into all of the benefits that they can get by using your solution, and even guiding them down to the offer and to the FAQ and whatever information you want to put there. But basically, you want to guide them through a buyer's journey where it's like, okay, I see these problems that I have, I see what I'm thinking is a problem, I see their solution, and now here's the offer. And these are some questions that people have. You want to guide people through a buyer's journey. Right? And then you want to make sure your VSL is qualifying people. You don't want to just use, hype and urgency to sell, because affluent prospects can see through that. And when they see that, you're just using like, hey, we have 3 spots left, when in fact you have unlimited spots, then it's just BS, So you just need to make sure that your VSL is qualifying people and educating people, instead of just using hype and urgency and trying to push people to like, hey, if you don't book in a call today, then you never get a chance to book in again. Everybody knows that's bullshit. And number 8 is your headline complex, also qualifying the prospect. So we talked about this already at the top, but basically you need to make sure that everything in your headline complex gives information to the right type of person. The wrong type of person can come on the page and be like, hey, I don't really understand this. That's good. But when the right type of person comes to your page, they should be like, hey, okay, this is for me, right? You need to be qualifying your prospects through the eyebrow, the headline, the subheadline, stuff that they understand. And when they see that they understand your value proposition and the problems, they're booking a call. And then the next is, are you using implementation complexity indicators? Right. Now, this might sound like a lot, but it's not. So basically what it's saying is, you don't want to make it sound too simple. Right? When you make it sound too simple, it's like, oh, do I really need to pay for this? Like, you need to make sure that it's not saying, hey, this is simple. This is something you just come in and, you just fix it in 2 days. You need to make it clear, like, hey, paid ads don't work in 30 days, sometimes not even in 60 days. Usually we see results in about 90 days. So you don't want to make it simple, because again, when you're making it sound too simple, then you attract people with the wrong expectations. People come in and think they're going to change their entire lives in 30 days or maybe in 2 weeks, right? That's not what you want. You want to make sure that you're using the implementation complexity indicators the right way, right? And then if all of this is fixed on your landing page, and if all is good, then you move to your application. Now, there are a couple of things that you need to pay attention, about 4 things here. So number 1 is your application too long? You want to keep it 3 to 5 questions max. You don't need to do too much. Just ask the right questions. and qualify people. That's all you need to do. Do your questions have context? Do you explain the reason why you're asking certain questions? When you ask people for the revenue that a company is generating, why do you ask that? Are you asking that so you know how much you can help them generate, or are you asking that just so you know how much you can charge them, right? You need to add context to these questions. And the next is, are you qualifying on the first question? So on our phone, for example, the first question is, hey, are you currently running ads or looking to start? And we have there, yes, no, I'm looking to start. And the reason is we want to weed out every person who's not running ads, right? So if you're not running ads or have no intention of running ads, then we don't want you coming into the funnel because you're not ideally who we want to serve. So you want to make sure that you're qualifying people on the first question. And if they're qualified, they move forward. And if not, then you send them to the Get Fucked page. That's what you want to do. Now, the next thing here is, are you routing unqualified submissions to a non-pixel confirmation page? Because if you're routing every single person who submits an application to your pixel confirmation page, then what you're training the algo to do is to find more of these unqualified people. So always make sure that you're routing inside of your Typeform. You create a workflow that is going to route unqualified prospects to a non-pixel confirmation page and only qualified prospects pixel confirmation page, so that way you're training the pixel on the right type of data and you're actually getting more of these qualified leads through the door. Now, after that's audited and fixed, then you go ahead and relaunch and see how your funnel performs and then readjust based on all of these things that we've just talked about right here. So if you want my team and I to build out your entire paid ads funnel, from the ads to the landing pages to the VSLs to the backend email flows and the automations, and even launch your ad campaigns for you, so you can start booking qualified calls from paid traffic, just click the link in the description, booking a call with me, and I'll see if we can help. Subscribe.